and welcome to Hobart, Tasmania. Right now I am going on the Sky Bus, which is pretty much the only mode of transportation into the city. I just arrived into Hobart and I checked into my hotel, which I cannot wait to show you. I think I have found like the center of the town, and I know it's Sunday afternoon, but it is quite quiet. On the bus drive into Hobart from the airport, my very first impression was how gorgeous Tasmania or the Hobart area is. Yeah, can't wait to show you. It is Sunday night and it is very quiet. Most of the stores are closed. It feels very serene and quiet and gorgeous. It is 9:30 on a Sunday night, and this is one of the main streets. Oh, there's one car. It's very different from Sydney, where I just came from. I took a bus up to Mount Wellington. The mountain is just outside the city of Hobart, and the elevation is around 1,300 meters. The view from up here, the Mount Wellington viewpoint, is quite spectacular. You can actually hike up here from Hobart City, but it says that it takes about 3.5 hours each way-ish. So that's a full day if you want to do both up and down. You can also take a bus up here and hike down. This is probably just my humor, but I love the fact that some medical weight loss business is right next to McDonald's. Classic. I am currently walking around Hobart, and it is quite a hilly city. So I just needed a rest, so I came down to the waterfront to rest a little bit. My plan is to stalk Queen Mary of Denmark a little bit. She is from Hobart, so I found out online the house she grew up in, the high school she went to, and the university that she went to before she moved to Sydney and met the now King of Denmark. So yeah, it'll be interesting to follow the footsteps of my queen. And here is the University of Tasmania, where Queen Mary went to school. It's not a bad view when you get out of class. Remember this, Mary? So Queen Mary grew up and went to high school in Taroona. So I'm just gonna take the bus because I've been walking for almost 2.5 hours now, and it's another 5 kilometers. Yeah, so let's find a bus. While I'm waiting for the bus, right in front of the University of Tasmania, you can see Mount Wellington. I quickly jumped off the bus. I beeped to make it stop on the next bus stop because out of the blue I saw that we entered Taroona, which is a suburb to Hobart, and I read online that Queen Mary grew up on Morris Avenue, and as we were driving on the bus, all of a sudden we entered Taroona, and a few minutes later we passed Morris Avenue. So I was like, click, I need to get off. So I feel like a stalker, sorry. But yeah, let's go see if we can find the house where my queen grew up. I know that she hasn't lived in this house for decades, but I still feel like a stalker. And you know what? That's the house. This is where Queen Mary grew up. Ta-da! That is a nice view though. You can hear how the cockatoos are waking up. And I got the place all to myself. We are at the Bonorong Wildlife Park, and the highlight for me is to see the Tasmanian Devil. Some of the other animals like the kangaroos, the emus, the echidna, the various birds, I did get a much closer look when I was out volunteer at the sanctuary. Another video if you haven't watched it. So yeah, the highlight for me right here is to see the Tasmanian Devil. In Hobart, I stayed in a capsule hotel for the very first time. It was only 50 Australian dollars per night, so I thought it was a great way to save some money. But it was interesting to actually sleep or live in a small capsule, but also a fun experience to do for the first time. I will say it was much roomier than I expected, and it did have some great features like lights, it had air conditioning, and you even had your own locker for storage. Yeah, I would definitely stay in a capsule hotel again.